Alright, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in peace and sight. Well, actually, I'm an affiliate. I'm not supposed to say that no more. So, Salakia, my bad for that old habit. But anyways, and citations to all. Yeah, salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire. And shalom to the hopeful elect. Hope this video is edifying. Alright, I'm gonna title this video The pride of thine heart has deceived thee. That's of course in Obadiah 1 and I was close 3. It's talking about these Edomites, which the small hats are just another tribe of Edomite, specifically the tribe of Amalek. Now Obadiah 1 and 3 says, The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is nigh, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? And it's the pride of this devil, man. Pride of this devil as well as the greed, which it also kind of goes into reading on down, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, then will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Verse 5. If thieves come to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? And basically, this is like a deep saying, like anyone else would have just stolen till they had enough, but devils, you can't. You're insatiable. Your greed is insatiable. Pride and greed is gonna be your downfall. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is his death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Verse 6. Shall not, and this is, read on, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, which represents depth. Verse 7, because basically the U.S., pretty much most people know this, but the U.S. government, is under heavy debts. Verse 7, but they keep on spending it for wars, Another bullshit. Because they're greedy. Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly? Hey, they're greedy and they're sellouts too for the small heads, the Amalekites. Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly? That shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. And you also see that starting to happen. With these migrants, both in Babylon and in the EU countries, acting up, man. Some of those are actual real cases. And that's what it is. that's starting to happen. Verse 8, because thou has spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Hey, man. Hey, you devils, y'all just starting to feel that blowback. Verse 9, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. Hey, all this is fire. That he may be delivered from the power of evil. Verse 10, thou hast consulted shame to thy house, by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. Yup. Literally, man, literally. It's literally come back to bite y'all in the ass, literally. Like, literally is come back and it's backfired on y'all. Verse 11, for the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Verse 12, woe to him that buildeth the town with blood, and establisheth the city by iniquity, which is sin upon sin. Verse 13, behold, it is not of Yahweh of hosts that the people shall labor in this. And that goes into like something else, you know. In the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. Actually, you know, since it goes into how this queendom is just built upon vanity, basically. Verse 14, it's folly, you know. This queendom is just built upon folly and vanity. It's empire of lies. Verse 14, which, you know, China called the U.S., aka Babylon the Great, an empire of lies. And I think the president, well, the prime minister of China, man. And he's right, man. He's right. My bad. Verse 14, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah, as the waters cover the sea, which is happening. You know, the Lord, he's bringing judgment on this place. You know, yeah, Esau has his weather weapons, you know, like harp, uses chemtrails, you know, shit like that. You know, even DEW, direct energy weapons. Yeah, he got that. But who are these devils? Particularly the elites. Who are they? Psalms 17 and 13. I'm going to read verse 14 as well. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. I'm going to show y'all the connection after this. Verse 14. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure, fatness of the earth. They are full of children, and leave the rest of the substance to their babes. I already know that's Esau, but let me go to Malachi 1 and 3 and 4. And I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. So, clearly, there is a nation of people that is referred to as the wicked. Like, yeah, there's the wicked among our people, but that It's a difference between them and a nation that is literally the wicked. You know, which is Esau Edom, which is mainly today you self-proclaimed so-called white people and you small hats. Small hats mainly being of the tribe of Amalek, you know, claiming to be us, man. Claiming to be us in our land, causing all types of trouble in our land and around the world. But let me get that scripture, man. They are estranged from the womb. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, man. Verse 4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. Verse 5. Which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Can't change their nature. And also let me get in the land of uprightness. This is actually a cut to those small hats, those 48ers. Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be shown to the wicked. I'm going to read the one before. With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. Verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he do unjustly. The land of uprightness, our land, you know, the land of Israel. Will he do unjustly and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh. And that's why they are committing all these atrocities in the land. And that land has become like a haven for pedophiles, all that, you know, homosexuals, all that. Pink City is Tel Aviv. Largest, you know, British cigarette parades in the world over there. But anyways, yeah, they are the wicked. In fact, let me go on further. Gotta bring this out. Man. Slakia, wrong book. Which Slakia means my bad. Basically it does. I'll read on from verse 27 all the way down to verse 33. Deuteronomy 32, verse 27. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely. The adversaries of who? The Hebrew Israelites. And lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Lord had not done all this. Verse 28, for they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. Verse 29, oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. Verse 30, how should one chase 1,000 Hey, the scriptures say the Most High Yahweh is not at all in their thoughts. Verse 30, how should one chase 1,000, and two put 10,000 to flight, except the rock had sold them, and Yahweh had shut them up. Verse 31, for the rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. You know? The gods of these other nations, so-called, well, they're really left-handed spirits when you look into it. But these other nations worship them, and they're not as our God, you know, our power, the Most High power of the scriptures, is Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, who came to do the will of his father Yahweh and is coming back to do the will of his father Yahweh. Actually coming back to finish the job. Verse 32, for their vine is the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, their clusters are bitter. So their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and the fields of Gomorrah. What went down in Sodom and Gomorrah? Why was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? Don't let nobody fool you. It was destroyed because you just read Genesis, I believe chapter 19. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It talks about why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. You know, it's because they were a bunch of British cigarettes. You know, look up what they're called, and you'll get what I'm saying. And they tried to basically rape the angels, man, because the angels looked like men, and they did not want women. They did not want lot. Well, hold on. My bad for that. Yeah. They did not want Lot's daughter, man. They wanted to deal with men. So these Edomites are also Sodomites. The grapes are grapes of gall. The clusters are bitter. Verse 33, their wine is the poison of dragons and the cruel venom of asps. Asp is a serpent. Showing you that they're also the serpent, you know? That old serpent. The devil and Satan. Shaitan, it comes from Shaitan, which means adversary. So it doesn't just apply to the spiritual demon Satan. It applies to these devils as well, which devil means false accuser. Revelation 12:9, and the great dragon was cast out. That dragon represents Rome. That old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Which, you'll look at that and say, see, fallen angels. Like little celestial angels, but no, not so. Angel, the word angel simply means messenger. This is, and that war in heaven is talking about this revived Roman Empire, which the U.S. and NATO/EU countries is fighting with the Lord Yahushua and his angels when he comes back. That's what it's talking about. Because when you go up, it's talking about Yahushua being born, and the great red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his heads, and he wanted to murder Yahushua. And you read on what King Herod did. King Herod was an Edomite, by the way. It says great red dragon, and he was set up by the Romans, who were at the time being ruled by Edomites. There's a whole book on the Roman Empire called the Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomite, or Edomites. It goes in, you know. Rome was ruled by Edomites for a while, and at the time of Yahushua it was being ruled by Edomites. So it shows you that the dragon is Rome, and revived Rome. The woman represents Israel. By the way, you know, the nation of Israel, true Israel, is represented as the Lord's woman. And what happened was 70 AD happened. That's what this verse 6 is about in Revelation 12. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of the Most High Power Yahweh, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. Ultimately, it started in 70 AD, where our people fled to a lot of places, but a lot of them fled to North and West Africa. A lot of them to West Africa. In waves. 70 AD was like a big wave of that going on. There's a whole book on that, Babylon, from Babylon to Timbuktu, that basically talks about this. And then later on, they set up kingdoms that were very rich, such as the one ruled by Mansa Musa. You know, that was our people running the show down there. Calling ourselves, we set up different kingdoms down there. And then basically Ham, which is the indigenous Africans, started rounding up and selling our people. First to just the so-called Arabs, who are the biblical Ishmaelites. First to them, taking out our people that were in other parts of Africa and selling them. And then when Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, came back into power after the Renaissance, after those first 1,000 years talked about in Revelation 20, when Satan's talking about them, were bound for 1,000 years. You look at how long the Byzantine Empire lasted, it was about 1,000 years. And that was our people running the show, as well as in the West as well. It was all our people running the show. But after they took back over in the Renaissance, which means rebirth in French, and they whitewashed the images, you know, started race wars with our people that was ruling, covered that up as well, you know, just overthrew our people that was ruling in Europe. They moved on our people in other parts of the world, such as West Africa, and the northern kingdom, the so-called Latinos and natives, the indigenous peoples of the so-called Americas, the northern kingdom, which Columbus knew they were over here. He read the book of Second Esdras. The movie 1492 shows you that. Why would they bring that up? Because they know. The first Israelite slaves wasn't actually from West Africa. It was from from Spain and Portugal. When you look at it, they was from Spain and Portugal, and then West Africa, and then shit, man. Like, there's so much history that these devils hid, man, and it's all coming out in the last days. These devils are being exposed. The mystery of iniquity is being revealed. But this devil still can't stop being the wicked. You know, he's a no limit soldier for the left hand side. He can't stop being the wicked. It's just, it's built in them. They're like Terminators. They ain't gonna stop till they get terminated, you know. But anyways, that's what verse 6 is talking about. Eventually that place is also America. It's also Babylon, where people would be delivered, the bulk of them. It's also why you have all these Northern Kingdom migrants from Central and South America coming here. Like, it's the real reason. It's the Lord's purpose, the Most High Yahweh's purpose to gather his people. The 2/3 for destruction and the 1/3 for deliverance. In the land, Babylon, Most High Yahweh is ultimately using Esau's greed against them to do that, to fulfill prophecy. Also them so-called Haitian, aka Levite migrants as well. Let me get that proof for that, man. Even to Babylon. Look that up. Micah 4:10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city. Dude. And thou shalt dwell in the field, and shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. There Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. And he's going to redeem his elect on this side. The 2/3 will come back as the children of the elect, reincarnated in their right mind. That's how Israel is going to be saved. But on this side, the elect is going to be delivered. Zechariah 13:8. Now it shall come to pass that in all the land saith Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd shall be left therein. Verse 9. And I will bring the 3rd part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call upon my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is my power. But at the same time, Well, this also further goes into how these 2/3 are going to be dealt with. Isaiah 13, could be 14, 15 it is. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Verse 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. That's them Russians. They're allied with the Iranians or the Persians. Come on, those are like the Russians, they're moving like the Medes. And it's just to the north of Iran, aka Persia. And Persia, so it's like the Medo-Persians versus the Greco-Romans, basically. Except the revives. Verse 18, their bows shall dash the young men to pieces. Ultimately, these 2/3 will be nuke food, but they gonna be catching hell during Jacob's trouble as well. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, their eye shall not spare children. Verse 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, it goes on to describe Babylon being destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. Wiped out by fire. You have to look at it. Babylon is aka the United States, because they ain't talking about ancient Babylon. They ain't talking about one little city either, because it's described as a lake of fire. And yeah, it's described as a lake of fire. And when you look down, that's how it would look. You look down from the so-called UFO and you see the U.S. burning. It looks identical to a lake of fire. A lake but made of fire. And nuclear weapons can do that. 200 million specifically. That's that 200 million army that is described. It's dead. Those are not people or anything else. That is, it's Revelation 19, 12, 9, Slakia, my bad, 12 to 19. And hey, talks about the third woe. I'll read it. Revelation 9 and 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Verse 13, and the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High Power Yahweh. Verse 14, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Verse 15, and the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour. And again, angel means messenger. Which were prepared for an hour and day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of man. Ultimately, that's the wicked. The literal, like the nation that's called the wicked. It's Esau. Because you have the wicked. Ultimately, it goes back. Yeah, I won't bring it up. Ultimately, it goes back to Cain. The seed of Cain, the seed of Seth, who it was gonna be Abel, but Cain murdered Abel, and just there was actually people before them. Because how could Cain have gotten a wife without going off? Hey, or Seth. But yeah, basically, Esau, the Edomites, Esau and the Edomites as Cain and his descendants reincarnated. And they're the wicked. And the sword. And they're men of the field, all that. And hold on. So yeah, the third part of man is the wicked, sons of the wicked, basically. Verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, aka 200 million. And I heard the number of them. Verse 17, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone. Jacinth is in them nukes. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Verse 18, by these three were the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. Verse 19, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and their heads and what them they do hurt. This is the apostle John, this is John the Revelator. This is John the Revelator describing what he saw. There was no word for nuclear missile back then, or nuclear warhead back then. He was describing it to the best of his ability. Verse 20, neither was there a word for that when his words were translated to English in other languages. And I'm actually going to read these two, and then, that's it. Verse 20, and the rest of the men, when it comes to this subject, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, which the word there is for demons. The Greek word there. Daimonium, or something like that. And idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see, because that's the word that's used there, if it's talking about spirits, like left-handed spirits in the New Testament. And idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. Verse 21, neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of the fornication, which is any unclean sex act. It's not smashing before or without putting a ring on it. That is not what the biblical definition is, because that is not described as a sin in the scriptures. The law, statutes, and commandments tell you what sin is, and it is not in there. So, fornication is any unlawful sex act. Adultery specifically, but also any other. Nor of their thefts. But anyways, yeah, this is the third woe. That ultimately, this is how these devils are going to take themselves down. And then the elites are going to be in the bunkers, and the elect are going to be those fishers and hunters that are going to round them up, the elect men. That are going to round these elites up, and they will be the first slaves in the kingdom. And they will bring back their nation. Also the elites of these other heathens as well. they'll bring back the rest of the heathen. Okay, give me a second, Akim.